I'm literally trying to use a teacup to focus my camera. But that's how my life has been lately. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have tried for 10 minutes to get this angle right, and I'm sure that I look super bright. I'm not sure why. I think it's because I'm closer to the window. But oh well. Trying not to say so, because that's literally all I say in all my videos. But today, I'm going to be doing a video about my paranormal experiences. I know I went like this whenever I said paranormal, but I 100% believe they are true. I 100% believe that that stuff happens. People do try to communicate with other people that have crossed on, and like opposite wise, like people who have crossed on are trying to communicate with people here. I want to try and make this video kind of like a video about my paranormal experiences that I've had, and then I want to get into a lighter note of my visitations that I think that I've had. I 100% again believe in visitations. I believe that my family members have definitely tried to contact me from the other side. One, I'm just going to start off with a little back history of where I have lived. I think my camera is crooked. 1 second. Is that better? I am that person who believes that, I don't know, like I have a good intuition of places. Like if I walk into a house, like something feels off. If I walk into a different house, like it feels fine. Like I like to live in like newer houses or like newer built apartments because I do believe in like, you know, like older places do have history. Not that history is bad, but like I just have bad feelings in places that are older. And of course, growing up throughout my whole life, my mom always chose to live in older houses. We lived in this house and I never really had like that bad of a vibe of it. It just felt like kind of weird. And I remember somebody telling us that an old woman who lived there previously had died there. I'm not sure if she died in the house or if she had just died. There's this state, I've looked it up, not that I'm like educated on it or anything, but I believe that there's this state of dreaming where you wake up in the middle of your dream, but you're still dreaming. Does that make sense? Like you see, like I would see this room, but like I would see my dream in this room. Does that make sense? I was sleeping and I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw this man. Oh no, rewind. I need to like start with the dream. Basically, I would have this dream about my mom and my friend and I. We would be going on a road trip, and then all of a sudden it would start raining outside, like lightning, thunder, all this stuff, and we would stop at a bed and breakfast. Why a bed and breakfast? I'm not really sure, but it would be like a house. And after we would stop at this bed and breakfast, we would get out of the car, walk up to the front desk, and then I would wake up. This happened multiple times. Multiple times I've had the same dream. I would wake up, and I would see this man standing at the end of my bed, and he would have this cowboy hat on, and he had a long sleeve button up, and he had on one of the like belts with a buckle like people from Texas would wear or whatever. He would have this belt with a buckle on it, and then jeans, and I would just see him standing there at the end of my bed. He never would say anything. He was just a figure that would stand there, and I was just really freaked out by it, and I told my mom about it, and my mom's the kind of person that's just kind of like, oh, you're just making it up, and blah, 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 like that stuff's not real. I'm not saying that that was a ghost, but I'm saying that something was happening. I mean, if it was like that in-between state of like dreaming and real life, I don't know, but I just think that's kind of weird. A little weird tidbit to start off the video. Right now, my mom, well, in high school, my mom and I moved into my old great grandpa and grandma's house. And they built that house whenever they, I don't know if they moved to it, but I'm not sure about the whole story. But anyway, they built that house. They live there. There's like a trailer park around it. They like own the trailer park. Blah, blah, blah. Like, long story short, we live in that house now. I'm talking like creepy basement, not finished, like cement basement that's dark and wood and like something you would see in a horror movie. That's exactly what the basement looks like. And the way the house is laid out is it has the basement, it has the main floor, and then upstairs was where my bedroom and my closet and the computer room was. Very, very tiny upstairs. Nothing creepy beforehand had like made me think, I mean, like, I kind of had a weird feeling about the house, but nothing beforehand kind of made me think like, oh my god, this place is haunted, you know? So I woke up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. There wasn't a bathroom on the second floor, so I had to go downstairs. And I got out of bed and I walked over, half asleep, of course, and I opened up my bedroom door and I like looked down the hallway, like where the stairs are that go downstairs, obviously. And I looked down the stairwell and there was this woman standing there. I'm not even kidding, guys. Like, I know this sounds like really weird, but there was this woman standing there and she had her arms crossed like this and she was wearing a cardigan. And I just, oh god, I remember this. Oh, I'm getting chill bumps. Anyway, first of all, there's a window on our front door, so like she was looking out the front door. And she turned around and looked up at me. And then she looked back, like she looked up and she turned back around and was just standing there watching out the front door. And I was just kind of like, I slammed the door, I ran back in my bed, I hid underneath the covers and I called my mom and I was like, there is somebody in this house. You need to wake up. There is somebody in this house. And my mom was like, Katie, what are you doing? Like, there's no one in this house. And she like got out of bed and I was like, you need to get up. There's somebody in here. You need to get up. And she got out of bed and she turned on all the lights and she was like, you need to come downstairs because there is no one here. Like, what are you talking about? There is no one here. If it wasn't somebody in the house, like obviously, like what did I see? It was really weird. And then after that, like, I'm not saying a lot of stuff started happening, but after I moved out, like my mom would tell me really weird stories. So my mom watches a lot of HGTV, and there was one time where she was in the living room and she got up to like go and wash the dishes or something, and HGTV was on or something along the lines of that, or Lifetime or something. And she got up to go do the dishes, and whenever she was in there, she kind of heard like noises on the TV that like that they weren't like normal noises that she was used to hearing. And she like walked in and like it was changed to like the most random channel, and it was like cartoons playing, like really just like I wasn't watching that, like what happened. And like maybe she like hit a button on her way out, but I don't think that she had the remote like near her, so I'm not sure exactly how that happened. I just don't feel comfortable enough there to even sleep there anymore. Even though it might be like my great-grandparents like trying to communicate with us, like I don't have a good feeling about it. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it's not good. I'm gonna get into the part where I'm gonna talk about my visitations and my experiences with who I believe my grandmother trying to talk to me. Heads up, if I start crying, like I'm sorry. Probably edit all that out. But anyway, I lost my grandmother when I was in high school. We were super, super close. We would watch the Food Network together. We would do all of this stuff together. She would watch me after school. Anyway, we had a really like close relationship. And this only started happening recently, like after I moved to Florida, that I've started getting like little signs. And Emily and I are the kind of people that we like to do weird shit like this. We would go and visit like tarot card readers, and not like go to people's houses or like go to their businesses, but there's this place in Orlando called Tutu Tango, and it's a restaurant, and some nights during the week they would have tarot card readers there. And one night we went, and she was like telling me these stories, like the tarot card reader was like, this was at the point where my dad and I had a little rocky place for a little bit, and we were just starting to like get better. She was telling me about how there's this person in my life like trying to make up for like what they did, but they aren't gonna say I'm sorry, but they're like trying to, you know what I mean, like just like stuff that was like basically going on in my life. And I was like, holy shit, like you're right, like this is happening. And then she got into a part where she flipped over one of the cards and she was like, oh, like this means that somebody who has crossed on, I'm not sure exactly who it is, it seems like a woman figure, whoever it is trying to contact you in ways that are visual, are you're gonna hear them, stuff like that. She was like, but obviously they can't talk to you, but they're trying to find ways to talk to you without actually talking. So then the next day, Emily and I went to the mall, and my grandma's favorite bird was a hummingbird. She always had hummingbird feeders, everything. Like, we got her a porch swing with a hummingbird on it, and I'd never like gotten signs about hummingbirds until this day. But so we walked into, what store was it? It was Anthropologie. We walked into Anthropologie of all places, and they had this ceramic plate. It's up there. I'll probably insert a picture of it somewhere. I'm not sure. I don't know how to do that, so I probably won't. But it was a ceramic plate that was sitting there, and it was rimmed in yellow, which was my grandma's favorite color. Yellow was her favorite. Whenever she passed away, like, she had yellow roses and everything like that. And it was rimmed in yellow, and then in the middle was this hummingbird. And it was like, I stood there and I was like, oh my God, like, this is, you know what I mean? Like, that is not a coincidence. That is not a coincidence. So that was the first thing. And then after we left that store, we went and had dinner at Chewy's. And I don't know if you guys know what Chewy's is, but it's this really good Mexican place. We were sitting there, and for some reason, like, I'm not one to like listen into people's conversations unless like it's, you know, kind of juicy. These people were like ordering their food, and then one of the guys was like, oh, like talking to the server. He was like, oh, what's your name again? And it was just something about that like stood out, and she was like, oh, my name's Katrina. And that was my grandma's name, and I was like, that is not a coincidence. Like, what? It was just like one thing after another that was just kind of like, okay, like, I get it. You're, you know, like, you're the one that's trying to talk to me. Like, I know you're here, and I'm so grateful for that. But about a week ago, that's like so like last month. I'm going to see if this is still recording, because if it's not, I'm going to be pissed. It is. I think I had just kind of like been really relaxed that evening. Like, I've been kind of stressed out recently, but I was just like really relaxed. And whenever I was falling asleep, I don't know how long I had been asleep. I don't even know how to tell this story, but I remember like falling asleep. I just don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. I was falling asleep, and once I was asleep, it was like this bright light. Like, this bright light was there. And my grandma, we were like in the kitchen or something, and she like walked around. It was in her house where she lived in West Virginia. She like walked around the counter, and she was like, come here, Katie Ray, give me a hug. And I just, you know, like sometimes in dreams where like you see yourself doing stuff, but you know what I mean, but you're someone else. I don't know, like dreams are kind of fucked up like that. But I like saw her from my vision, and like she was like, come here, Katie Ray, give me a hug. And like I gave her a hug, and then I woke up. Sorry. And I was like, okay. And I didn't really freak out about it. I just kind of like laid there, and I said thank you. Because I mean, what else is there, you know what I mean? Like, what else is there to say? Like, I couldn't have, like, what else was there to say to her? You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't have asked for a better way to like have confirmation that like she's watching over me. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I wasn't expecting to get this emotional. The next morning, I woke up and I was like, Emily, we have to go home. Like, and we drove to my hometown and like saw my parents, and I told them what happened. But the last thing before I end this video is just a little bit ago, like 2 hours ago, whenever I left work, the phone started ringing, and of all people to answer the phone, I answered the phone, and I was like, hey, like I work at McAllister's, if you guys know what that is, like, go McAllister's. But I was like, hey, like, thank you for calling McAllister's Deli. My name is Caitlin. How may I help you today? And she was like, oh, like, I'd like to place a to-go order. And I was like, okay, well, can I have a name? And she was like, oh, it's Katrina. Oh my God. Like, I literally was like, that was my grandma's name. Like, oh my God. Like, thank you so much. You know what I mean? Like, because nobody has that name. Like, I mean, people do have that name, but like, I don't come across many people with it, and like when I do, like I could take it as a sign, like, oh, you know what I mean, just like the waitress in the restaurant. But I definitely feel blessed and watched over, and I know people were probably going to watch this video thinking it was going to be like something scary, but it definitely gives me a peace of mind of the other side and what there is, and that, you know, like, whenever we die, like, we're not completely gone. I'm sorry for getting emotional. It is a touchy subject. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching until the end. If you guys like videos like this and you want more, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Leave some comments in the comment section below if you guys have stories like this, or if you want me to come watch your videos about paranormal experiences or stuff, because I've been really into watching them. Obviously, that's why I posted this video. I appreciate you guys for coming to my channel. If you want to subscribe, it's free. Go ahead and do it. Just hit that button down there, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!